Good day everyone, this is Kendall with UAV Optics. Some of you know me as Rybat on RC Groups, and yet others know me as K Wells on OpenPilot. Today I'd like to introduce a new product from RCTimer, a NEX and Panasonic Lumix camera gimbal. It's actually a very incredible product, very well made. I know some of you have mentioned through the forums some minor problems with the initial release of the RCTimer GoPro gimbal. RCTimer has taken very close notice of these little manufacturing issues and have corrected them in this gimbal. What I'd like to introduce for you now is a ASP gimbal by RCTimer. It utilizes, it's all anodized aluminum, has a really attractive blue anodized color to it that looks good against the background of your multi-rotor. It is fully adjustable for center of gravity, and I'll demonstrate those features on the unit. I have it mounted now on my F800 M6. Some of you know this as the S800 clone. I'm running it on a 4S battery for the camera, although you can run it on 6S. We recommend starting off with a 4S battery for the simple fact that the settings that the board is released with are calibrated for a 4S battery. You can use it anywhere from a 1300 all the way up to a 5000, depending on whether you're airborne application or even a handheld application. This camera gimbal will work perfect for either one of those environments. Without any further delay, let me demonstrate and introduce you to the camera. You can see here I've got it mounted on the F800 frame. I mounted it on our simple battery plates for the unit. I like to use several for mounting different equipment. I have the GPS module mounted on it. Below I have the new gimbal, as you can see. I think everybody wants to see it operate, so I'm going to power it up using the 4S. Default settings, I haven't made any changes. This is straight out of the box. I haven't changed the firmware, as many people tout that you have to do. You really don't. This is straight out of the box, powered by 4S battery, and let me power it up and I'll let you see how she operates. I'll have to turn it for just a moment so I can see the battery connections. Now when you power these up, you have to leave them perfectly stable. You can't move it. You have to allow it time to calibrate. So I'm going to do that before I move it again. You can see it's going through its self-calibration process, and it just takes a few moments. I like to let it set for 15-20 seconds after it starts its process, and now it's ready to go. Let me turn it, give you a little better look at it. I'll power the camera on so we can take some video from the camera's point of view, and I'll add that into the video. The camera is powered up. I want to show you that if you tilt, the camera stays level. If you tilt forward, the camera will remain level. Tilt back. And everybody likes to see a demonstration of shaky cam. Okay, so let's put this thing through its paces. As you can see, it really really operates smooth. There was no stutter, no jitter. The motors are not vibrating. They're actually very smooth, very quiet. There's no buzzing. I'm really impressed with the overall gimbal. It comes mounted. I'm mounting it on 4 standoffs that are independent. The camera actually suspends off of these little ball cushions. Now these are a little bit thicker, not a whole lot thicker, but thicker than the original GoPro absorption mounts. The first ones that RCTimer produced were a little thin and a little soft. These are quite a bit more substantial and really absorb the impacts. That obviously is a pretty abrupt impact, but a lot of it comes out in the camera. Let me turn the camera on so we have video. Now I better put it on movie mode. Okay. This way you can see these bounces and see how it comes out in the video that I'm shooting now. Of course, it's shooting toward the lights, so let's turn it a little bit. Alright, and again I'm going to tilt it, do a little shake, rattle, and roll for the camera. Couple things I'd like to point out. This gimbal has the ability to adjust the center of gravity of the particular camera, both in height, front to back center of gravity, as well as the left to right center of gravity. I'll show you a couple features of that. As you can see, I purposely weighted this unit to be tail heavy. As I lift up 2 fingers, and you can see it's got a little bit of tail heaviness. Okay, a nice feature is this thumb screw here allows you to move the camera mount forward and effectively adjusting the CG. Tighten the thumb screw down, and if I turn the camera again, lift from the same 2 points, you see the camera is much more, the craft is much more in balance. Another feature is the adjustment screw right here, which you probably can't see very well, but this is a thumb screw and adjusts the height so you can get the CG of the camera from top to bottom. There's also an adjustment on this thumb screw here that allows you to slide the camera forward and back to get alignment on the pitch axis, which is great if you have cameras with lenses and you need to slide it back a little bit to get to adjust the center of gravity, especially on the NEX series cameras, and of course the GH2s, the GH3s, and the soon-to-be released GH5. When you add those camera lenses on there, it tends to increase the front, shifts the center of gravity more forward. With this thumb screw, you can slide it back approximately 1 inch, which is generally enough to control the center of gravity. If you also notice, if I go into a bank too extreme, there's a possibility for that camera to hit the mount. There's an adjustment on the back side that allows you to lower the camera. Now the camera is much lower and you can go to much more extreme angles without interfering. With the frame or the camera gimbal mount itself. The left to right is adjusted on the back side. Here you have an adjustment, a thumb screw again, very handy, that slides the left to right adjustment, as well as a slot for your camera screw to slide it forward and back. Obviously this is a CyberShot 18 megapixel camera. It's just a hair smaller by about 3/8 of an inch to a ½ inch of the NEX and the GH2, but with the combination of this adjustment and the adjustment on the roll arm, you should have no issues with achieving center of gravity. I just thought I'd do a little quick video, demonstrate the new platform. I hope you all enjoy it, and that's it from Kendall at UAV Objects.